Easy question I have to say.
Yes, ganyan na ganyan yung itsura niya.
Let's do it! What the hell? Like, it's me. And you say, oh my god.
They was like, holy deep. What's this going on? Because even now I get like speechless.
Why is it important for a beauty queen to have a good?
You do not know how to speak your mind. You're not going to give your organization much credibility for what you're really fighting for.
Beauty queen doesn't mean perfection. Now I feel embarrassed to say this, but I'm going to do it because that's how I am. So I'm gonna go.
My wave became the Miss International wave. Right, Steven? I have become a patent.
Ito naman yung bumaba. Sabi ko, oh my God, kasi nastrabi ko ng planet Hall. Tapos pag inaangat ko, hinihila niya. So ako, angat siya. Hila.
My travels. I love my travels.
I would just want it to be that I gave something back that made them happy.
Money or love?
Love.
Live from Manila, Philippines, welcome back to Missosology Beauty Talks, your ultimate pageant online show. This is your Missosology International correspondent, 𝘾𝙃𝙀𝘾𝙆. As a good day to all of you, you're watching this episode. Yesterday, we had Miss World Philippines Tracy Maureen Perez on the show. And tonight, we have another Southeast Asian contestant on the show. This is exciting. But before anything else, allow me to introduce to you my favorite co-host, Missosology editor Drew Francisco. Drew, how are you? Hello, Drew.
Hi, Amir. It's my
Drew.
second. Hi, Amir. It's my second live interview session for today, and I'm sure our viewers are very excited to meet our special guest. So, without further ado, let's get the ball rolling. And while you are stuck there, I will do the honors of introducing our special guest for today. So our special guest. Okay, are you back, Amir?
I am sorry about that.
Okay. So I'll give you the honors of introducing our special guest.
Okay, our special guest for today is a 25-year-old Selangor native with a heart of gold. She is a medical doctor and an advocate of most pressing medical issues in Malaysia's indigenous communities. Last October 16, she was crowned Miss Malaysia World 2021 and is set to represent her country at the upcoming 70th Miss World. Friends, let us all welcome Lavanya Sivaji. Hello, Lavanya.
Hi.
Welcome
Hello.
to Salty Beauty Talks.
Thank
How
you.
are you?
Thank you. I'm doing great. Thank you very much for having me on your show. It's an honor.
No,
It's our pleasure. And thank you
Thank
so
you.
much for accepting.
Thank you.
Yep. And before anything else, we'd also like to thank your organization for allowing me to be with us tonight. So Amir, let's take it away.
Okay, let's start this now, Lavanya. Okay, how do you want me to call you?
You can call me Lavanya, or if it's too long, you can just call me Lava. Anything would do.
Lava. Oh, I love lava. Anyway, Lavanya, you were crowned Miss Malaysia World a few weeks ago, and in a few days, you will be finally traveling to Puerto Rico for Miss World. How does it feel to be counting now the number of days to represent Malaysia in Miss World?
First of all, I have to be honest, it is a whirlwind of emotions that I'm feeling right now. I am ecstatic to be meeting the girls. I'm happy, blessed to have been given this opportunity, but at the same time, I'm also nervous because this is my first time I'm flying alone to a Western country ever. But at the same time, I'm enjoying the process. So just a mixture of emotions running through my mind right now.
And before I continue the question, I just wanna say this, Drew, that again, I'm happy because Malaysia are giving a high caliber candidates nowadays, from Miss Earth, Miss Globe, Miss Intercode, and now Miss World. Oh my God! Congratulations, Malaysia! With all the
Definitely.
preparations for Miss World and your duties as a Miss World Malaysia, I am sure you are very busy right now. Could you describe us what's a typical day like for you as a beauty queen?
My I am a night owl actually, so my day begins pretty late and my day ends pretty late as well. It's not recommendable, but I'm the most productive, especially at night, and I've always been like that. So I normally wake up pretty late at unconventional times around 9 or 10, and the days are different each day. The things that I do is different. So some days I would have catwalk classes, media interview, dance training, or just public speaking sessions. So every day is a new learning, but it is quite packed. But like I said, I am most productive at night.
Most of the beauty queens nowadays are what do you call this? I've talked to some beauty queen, and she mentioned that she's more productive at night because at morning you want to sleep whole day morning. That is exactly true. Anyway, now you juggle beauty pageants. You work as a doctor, social causes, and community volunteering. Could you tell us something that most people still don't know about you?
I think there's still a lot that people don't know about me, but some things that I would love to share is that I'm an ardent book lover. So if I'm not doing my job as a medical doctor or when I'm not involved in community works, you could catch me in my room in my very comfortable space, reading my book, especially in the genre of historical romance. So I have my own collection of 200 over books, and I think that is something that people don't know about me, that I'm a
Wow.
complete bookworm.
Oh, bookworm. Okay. Now, I just want to know also, what aside from reading books, what do you do for fun?
I I would say I love to draw. Yeah, I love to not professional drawing, but I love to draw little comics. When I was really young, I used to read Doraemon and Detective Conan. Those were my favorite comics. So I would draw these comics with my own storyline. So that is something that I do for fun.
Oh my god, I
Oh,
love the
Drew.
Raymond too.
Yeah, Drew. Before I pass to you the mic, I just want to really curious. I don't know if I am right. Is it correct that the tagline for Malaysia is "Malaysia truly Asia"? Is it right?
Yes, yes,
Yes.
it was.
What does it mean by that? I mean, I want to know what does it mean by that tagline?
Yep, it was actually a tagline to promote the tourism industry in Malaysia. So, since we are a diverse nation with a lot of ethnicity, culture, food, and traditions, so it means that we are truly representing the whole of Asia. So, that's why the tagline came Malaysia,
Mhm.
truly Asia. Yeah.
Yes. And later
Oh,
we have
now I understand.
yes. And later
Thank
we
you.
have
Now I pass the mic to Drew. Drew.
we have a question about Malaysia and how you will promote it to the rest of the world. But at this point, we will go now to our little game called This or That. So in this segment, we will ask you to pick between two things or two scenarios, and you can explain to us briefly why you chose your answer. So are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So the first one, are you a coffee or tea person?
I don't know how many people I'm going to offend, but I dislike tea. I am crazy coffee addict. My day has to begin with coffee. So coffee it is hot or cold, any day coffee.
And I'm sure as a medical student before,
Yes,
coffee has helped you a lot.
that too, to stay awake. Yes.
Sure. The next one, dogs or cats?
I actually have a certain phobia towards cats.
Mm-hmm.
I am completely a dog person. Definitely, I've had three dogs. Sadly, two of my dogs passed away very recently, but I still
Oh,
have one, and I really love it. I love puppies and dogs. I love cats too, but I'm a little scared, and I don't know how to explain that fear.
I know. It's totally understandable. The next
Yeah,
one, Netflix or YouTube? You still have time.
YouTube. YouTube. I am all for YouTube. Most of the shows that I watch is through YouTube. I actually don't have a Netflix subscription yet, so YouTube it is.
Okay, the next one. Swimsuit or evening gown?
I think I would go with evening gown because there is a certain elegance that comes with evening gown, and when you're in it, you're not just showing your silhouette and body, but it tells a lot about the personality of the girl when you can really tell their personality based on the type of evening gown that they wear. So I would go for evening gown.
And we're very excited to see you wear your
Yeah,
evening gown for Miss World.
thank you.
The
By
next
the way,
one,
Drew, I'd like to
sneakers.
commend Drew. Drew, I just like to commend during the time when you were crowned. I love the gown during the show. I think jewelry during the jewelry time when you were crowned. I
Yeah,
love your gown there, the blue one. I really love it.
yes, yes, thank you. I loved it too.
Yes, and Amir even immediately posted the photo on her Facebook page when he saw those photos.
Yes,
Thank you.
Okay,
exactly. From the time I saw the photo, I posted the photos.
Thank
yep.
you. Thank you so
Okay,
much.
the next one, sneakers or high heels?
I mean, I know fashion is painful, but I'm all for comfort. So sneakers, flip-flops, slippers, anything that would allow me to have a pain-free movement,
Yes.
sneakers. Sneakers any day.
The next one, would you rather write or receive a love letter?
Wow. I'm a complete old soul, old school
Mhm.
kind of girl. So I think receiving a love letter would be something very special because in this day and age, um, communication has become text and social media messages. So if someone were to really write their emotions and feelings on a letter, I think that would mean a lot to me. Yes, I would definitely pick receiving a love letter.
Yep. And that's romantic, right? The next one, would you rather be able to fly or turn invisible?
Hmm. I love to travel, so I think I would love to be able to fly. If I had the opportunity to fly, I think I would just fly to Puerto Rico right now.
Uh-huh.
So yes, I think be able to fly.
But aside from Puerto Rico, where else would you want to go?
I once traveled to Kashmir in India. It was such a
Mhm.
beautiful place, so I would love to go back there again. So if I had the chance, I would fly to Kashmir immediately.
Yes. Okay, moving forward, would you rather give up social media or eat the same dinner for the rest of your life?
Okay, confession time. I'm actually a pretty monotonous person with my dinner. So I pretty much eat the same menu every day. So it won't be very difficult for me to eat the same dinner for the rest of my life. So I think I just eat the same dinner for the rest of my life because social media is important. Dinner, I can manage. I'm very monotonous with my food.
Uh-huh. And especially now that you're going to Miss World, you need social media
Yeah,
for the multimedia challenge. So
yes.
the next one, would you rather have a rewind or a pause button in your life?
Right now, I would love to have a pause button in my life because I just got this title a few weeks ago and I just got crowned a few days ago. And with this tight schedule, sometimes I'm not able to interact with the fans. I don't have
Mhm.
much time to reply to their comments or DMs, but it really breaks my heart because if I had more time, I would love to interact with every one of them. So if I had a pause button, I would pause this moment, enjoy the rain, and also interact more with my fans.
Yes, and before we proceed, I just want to give a shout out to all our viewers, especially from Malaysia. We're commenting right now. A lot of them have been commenting. So thank you guys for all the love that you're
Thank you.
giving Lavanya tonight. So moving forward and going back, would you rather be in a survivor reality show or a dating game show?
I think I am a pretty adventurous person. I'm quite active and I love trying out new things, let it be hiking, diving, or swimming. So I think I would survive in a survival reality show, but dating
Uh-huh.
game show, I don't think so. So I would pick the first one.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, the next one. Would you rather be in a zombie outbreak or an alien invasion?
Actually, I'm a big fan of zombie films, so I'm that type of friend. When we are watching a movie, I would actually give a running commentary on what the person should have done. So I have my
Uh-huh.
own techniques on how to escape a zombie outbreak. So I would rather be in a zombie outbreak because I would know how to handle the
Mhm.
situation very well.
So I should go with you if there's a zombie outbreak, so you can save me.
Drew,
Yes,
most of the girls, when we ask this question, the answer to alien invasion, right? Most of the
Yes.
girls. That's something unique from you.
Yep. Okay, moving forward, would you want more time or more money?
I would say more money. Because
Mhm.
doing especially doing my beauty with a purpose project over many months, most of the difficulty that I encountered is to find the finance part. Even though we did have a lot of kind-hearted donors, but there is so much more that money can do for the project and for the society in general. So if
Yes.
I have more money, I think I could give back to the community more. So I would choose more money.
Perfect. I would also pick more money, definitely. The next one, beauty or purpose?
Purpose, definitely purpose. To me, the crown on the heads of a queen without purpose is just an accessory. So it doesn't matter how your outlook is, but you should always be true and honest to your purpose. So, purpose it is.
Mhm. And finally, and Amir's favorite, crown or romance?
Oh, this is a very tricky question. But I think I would go with the crown because it has given me so much. The crown has allowed me to get the love from even strangers on social media and everywhere else. And it has given me this new life ahead of me, this new journey. So, crown over romance any day.
And that's it for This or That, Lava. And thank you for gamely answering the questions. We got to know more of you and we got a peek of your personality, of your fun personality. So thank you. And now, Amir, I'll give the mic back to you.
Okay, now we go now with your pageant journey. Lava, I just want to know, growing up, did it ever cross to your mind that you will become a beauty queen?
Honestly, it never crossed my mind that I would become a beauty queen or even win this competition because I came from a very conservative and academic oriented family, and me myself, I'm a very studious person. So my focus, I'm so sorry, there are fireworks. Can you hear them? It's Deepavali, I'm
Wow.
so sorry.
Oh, it's okay. There's a celebration out there.
Yes, yes, I'm sorry.
It's what?
So
It's
I'm a
Pama.
very,
What
pardon?
celebration was that?
It's Deepavali.
Deepavali. Okay.
Yes, it's Deepavali.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. Yes,
It's
I'm a
okay.
very studious.
Are
Can
you
you hear
living
me
nearby?
though?
We can hear that. You're living nearby the city, or is it?
Oh, it's at my house, just my neighbor, so can hear very clearly.
Maybe they're watching Missosology Beauty Talks right now, and they're happy to see you on live. So they are celebrating right now.
Yes, I apologize though.
No worries.
It's okay. No worries. Okay.
And
Now,
I have, yeah,
yeah, you continue. Continue.
yeah. I have been a very studious person, so me being in pageantry is something very unconventional that I never thought that I would venture into because this is an industry which focuses more on the outlook, how pretty you look. But only when I ventured here, I knew that it's more than just beauty, it's intelligence. But when I was younger, no, I never thought I would be in pageantry.
But did ever what made you decide to join beauty pageants, especially now we're in a pandemic?
Yes. Um, I honestly, I had a very strong urge that I have something to offer to the world, but I did not know what it was. So all I needed was a platform, a holistic platform where I can introspect, I can explore myself and learn. And what more a better platform than beauty pageants, because here you learn communication skills, you learn public speaking, you learn catwalk, personal grooming, you meet many girls. So my intention is to just be here because I wanted to explore myself and see what I have to offer to the community.
I love that. I love your purpose in joining pageants. Now, take us back to the moment when you found out that you are the Miss Malaysia World. What was running through then to your mind?
I'm not sure whether you saw my reaction video when I was announced as the winner, but if you saw it, if I could describe what was running through my mind at that moment, it was just red sirens because I was shocked. I was really shocked that I won. And it's not because I didn't believe in myself or because I thought I was undeserving. The main reason why I was so shocked is that I have always been a person who does things in life without expecting anything in return. So I did it because I wanted to, and before the finals, I have already decided in my mind that I've already won because I've got recognized by people. My project has received the proper recognition. So for a girl with that type of mindset to be announced as the winner, it was completely shocking.
Wow. Now, Drew, do you have to add something?
Yeah, I have, because I remember when I was reading about you, in one of your previous posts, you mentioned that you were afraid of wearing heels before. So, and to finally be competing in a pageant where you are required, per se, to wear heels. Oh, how was that transition?
Um, the main reason why I was so afraid to wearing heels is because I am a very tall girl. So my family kind of prohibited me from wearing heels because you're naturally tall, you don't have to. So for majority of my life, I was just wearing flip-flops and flats. So obviously when we try something new, it's scary that I'm gonna fall, I'm gonna trip, I'm gonna break a bone. But with practice and with my catwalk coach, Mr. Tommy, I have been improving on my catwalk and I've been really practicing well just to be more comfortable and more at ease when I'm walking.
And that's great to know.
Okay. Now, now that you are the Miss World Malaysia, what or who knows, you could be the Miss World. What do you hope to achieve during your reign?
I think mostly I just want to be a relatable queen, someone who an ordinary girl can relate herself to. That is how I have entered pageantry because I have seen a few queens who I can relate myself to. So throughout my reign, I want to be that same humble, grounded, and relatable queen so that I could inspire more ordinary girls to dream and to enter pageantry.
Wow, the relatable queen. I love that. Now, we'll go to your advocacy work. You founded the For Them Malaysia. Is it For Them, right? For Them
Yep.
Malaysia, an organization devoted to tackling health issues in Malaysia's indigenous communities. Why is this platform important to you? And you could tell us more about this platform.
Yes. So like you said, For Them Malaysia is my Beauty with a Purpose project, and I actually started it at the beginning of the year, even before Miss World Malaysia was even announced, because I was truly passionate about this advocacy. So it is focusing on a community in Malaysia, an indigenous group. We call them Orang Asli. So we are focusing on the nutrition and health issues of this community. So why I decided to bring this to Miss World Malaysia platform is because normally health, especially indigenous health, is the conversation is confined to just medical professionals. So me being a medical professional, then only I knew about this problem. But people should understand that indigenous health is not just a medical topic, it is very inclusive of all the social and other problems that they face. It is very interrelated. So with this platform, when I create awareness regarding indigenous health, it will eventually attract attention from all different domains so that they get the necessary help that they need.
Wow. I really hope, Lavanya, that you will continue to do your project even after your reign.
Yes,
And
definitely.
wow, this is the picture, Drew, right? Wow, I
Yes.
love it. Now, I just want to know, what unique quality would you bring to a beauty with a purpose?
I think the unique quality is, as per my country, there have been no projects before regarding health, especially of indigenous health. And the most unique thing about my project is that it's sustainable in the long run. So I'm not just focusing on providing them or creating awareness, but to ensure that they can be self sustainable in the long run. Because when people are financially independent and financially empowered, they can handle their own issues, right? Regardless of what the issue is, they can handle it themselves. So that sustainability is something which is very unique about my project.
Yeah,
Definitely.
that's a very unique project, Beauty with a Purpose.
Thank
And
you.
congratulations in advance.
Thank you. Thank you.
And
Yeah.
now I pass the mic to Drew. Drew, please take it away.
Yes, and now we proceed to questions on your preparations for Miss World. I'm sure the fans are very excited to know. Earlier, you mentioned that you had your catwalk training, but other than that, what else have you been preparing? How crazy are the preparations right now?
I think I would replace crazy with hectic. Yes. I have been trying my best to prepare myself in all aspects. Let it be my dance trainings, my public speaking, Q&A, and catwalk, and also working out. But I know my strengths and my weaknesses, so I'm focusing more on my strengths. My project, I'm continuing it and trying to expanding it with collaboration of bigger organizations. But yes, I'm really trying to focus on my strengths and overcome my flaws in certain areas, because at the end of the day, I'm not an all-rounder, and I believe that everybody have their own imperfections, but it is how we enhance our strength which will really make us stand out.
Yes, and definitely
Yeah,
competing in Miss World is not a sprint. It's like a marathon, and where you compete in a lot of challenges where you have to earn points in order to make it to the
Mhm.
finals. But how are you preparing mentally for Miss World, especially now that you will be competing in during at the time of the pandemic?
To be honest, it is kind of difficult to be keeping my sanity at times with
Mhm.
so much of madness. I quote your word crazy. So with so much of madness around me, it feels like sometimes I'm being pulled in different directions. But I take a vow. I am very sure that this journey is something that I chose. So I'm very accepting of everything that comes along with it. But I make sure that I have good sleep, even though it's sometimes very difficult to fall asleep when your mind is full of so many things. But I try to
Yes.
take my rest. I try to vent out to my family or friends. I think by now they're very tired of hearing me venting out all the time. But yeah, I think just by having a good social circle, it's really helping me to handle my mental health.
Yep, definitely. And some of the questions that we got from the fans is that they're very excited to know what will be your costume, because one of the Miss World traditions is the dances of the world during the opening. So could you give us a hint on what will you be wearing?
The hint would be it is something related to my project. Yeah.
Hmm. So we can't wait to see that.
Okay.
Yep. And now I know that Miss World has produced a lot of really incredible women, as title holder. So, who among the past Miss World winners do you look up to the most?
There are so many, but I think the most prominent one that I really like would be Miss World 2017, Manushi Chiller. Um,
Mhm.
I think she is someone who I can relate myself to very well, not just because of her profession, but based on her description about her personality. She is an introverted person who loves reading books and she's very passionate about her advocacy. So I could see my reflection in her. And also, she took up an advocacy which is very important for the Indian women in her country. And she has constructed it so that it is sustainable in the long run. So it shows that she didn't do it just for the crown, and that is something that I really admire about her.
Yes, and who would have thought that an introverted girl like her would win
Yeah.
Miss World, and then now she's a superstar in India.
Yes.
And now, Lava, as Miss World Malaysia, you are not just the face, but also the ambassador of your country. So, what is your favorite part of Malaysia that you would want to share with the world?
I think the favorite part, I would say, is the quality, is that inclusivity. That is something that I want to show to the world. We Malaysians, we have so many differences within us. There are so many ethnicities, religion, language, skin color, food, beliefs, customs, and traditions, but we have managed to tolerate each other. We respect our indifferences, and we have managed to stand together and live under the same roof for decades. So that inclusivity is something very unique about Malaysia because all around the world, there are very few countries with multiracial communities. So that inclusivity that we have is something that I want to show to the world.
Yeah, and I know that for us who know Malaysia only through the Petronas Towers or the your national food or
Yeah.
through your beauty queens. If there's a symbol of Malaysia that you think best describes you as a person, which symbol it is?
I would say the national monument, or in Malay, it's called Tugu Negara, means it is a statue which was erected for the fallen soldiers during World War II. And I am a medical graduate from the Defense University of
Mhm.
Malaysia. I'm not in the army, but I was a student there. So I have witnessed firsthand on how the army soldiers, especially people of my age, they sacrifice so much of their personal life, their family time, just to keep us safe. And that symbol is something that represents the courage and the willingness, the selflessness of Malaysians. And I think it also represents me.
Mhm. And now, if there's one Malaysian food that you would let all of your fellow contestants taste, which one would it be?
I think this food is very famous, but I'm going to quote it, nasi lemak.
Yes.
I think just like the diversity in our country, the food itself is very diverse. There is spicy, there is sweet, you also have the cucumbers. So there's a lot of things going on in nasi lemak, which best describes Malaysia. So I would want to every girl to try it, maybe a little less spicier, but I would love to offer it to everyone.
Oh my God. I'm sure Amir misses Lassie Lemak so much.
Yeah, I
Wow.
actually worked in Malaysia before. I mean, I had a work in Malaysia for a couple of months, like 2 or at least 1 month in Cyberjaya and in World Health WHO. So I worked there for a month. So yeah, I remember I love the food because I love spicy food.
Oh, wow. High five.
Yep. And now we know that in Miss World there's a challenge, multimedia challenge where you need to be very active on social media. So how do you think will social media play to your advantage come the competition?
I think in this day and age, especially with the pandemic, social media has kind of taken over the real life communication that we have, and especially with this beauty pageant platform, it is very important for a queen or any contestant to be always in touch with the fans or the community in general. So social media plays such an important role. And with Mobstar, obviously, we have more chance to show the people on what I'm doing, especially with my project, not just the photo shoots and the glamorous part, but also the true purpose, which is my project and what I'm doing in a day. So social media has definitely plays a big role in my journey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And speaking
I
of social media, yes, go Mir.
no, I just want to say, Drew, it's because of social media we have her right now.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now speaking of social media, as a beauty queen, you're subjected to a lot of comments and criticisms. So how do you handle criticisms?
I'm actually a very open-minded person to criticisms, especially those that comes from a good heart, good intentions. And I know that I'm new in pageantry, and there are a lot of people who have better knowledge than me. So when they comment or criticize something, I take it very constructively. I try to overcome it. I try to learn and try to better myself in all aspects. But even when it is said in a impolite way, I still take it with a pinch of salt, because at the end of the day, if it helps me to become a better person, then I'm all for it. But if it's coming from a place of hate, if people are just spewing hate unnecessarily, then I don't think it is worth my time to acknowledge it, because at the end of the day, my worth is not defined by someone who is being spewing hate, hiding behind the mask of anonymity. But apart from that, if it's coming from a good place, I am all for it. So please give me your criticisms and comments.
Yeah, constructive criticisms only. Well said, Lava. And now, Amir, I'll pass the mic again to you for our next segment.
Okay, we move forward to our next segment called Ask the Queen. Yesterday, we asked the fans to send in their questions and we picked the best one. So before we start answering, before we start questioning you, we would like to say thank you to all the fans who sent in their questions. So are you ready, Lava, to answer the top fan questions?
Yes, I am ready.
I think you are always ready. Take it away, Drew. Can you please post it, Drew? Okay, from Ali Fakai. For you, what is beauty?
To me, beauty is social responsibility. It is more than just how you look and how you present yourself, but it is all about how empathetic, how socially aware, and how connected you are to the community. So if a girl, regardless of gender, if anyone is has an obligation towards the society and they are always trying their best to give back to the community, they are beautiful.
I love your answer. Next, Drew. From JT, with the pandemic, to what extent can we trust science?
I think with the pandemic, it has shown that we should trust science. And I'm going to be very biased. I'm a medical professional, so this
I
answer
know.
is expected from me. I would say I'm all for science, and because especially with the pandemic, it is science that has invented vaccinations for us to be safe and healthy. So we should keep aside all this false belief and myth that we have against science. And yes, we do have to always outweigh the good and bad sides of science. But for me, with the invention of vaccinations and other medical progress that comes with science, I would say we should trust science, especially in the pandemic.
Wow. And before, okay, from Robin Hood 889, what's the weirdest dream you've ever had?
Wow. Weirdest dream. I can't think of any. But the first thing that crossed my mind is that a few years ago, I had a dream of someone really choking me when I was asleep. And yes, this is why you should believe science, right? See, it correlates with the second question. And at that time, the knowledge that I had and the people around me kept telling me that it was something bad, something evil, something very mystic and ghostly. But when I started reading about it on internet, I knew that it was actually a condition called sleep paralysis. So it happens when you're really tired and you have this choking sensation on your body. So yes, you should believe science, and that is the weirdest dream that I've ever experienced in my life.
Always trust science, right?
I know.
And
Because
there's
there's a
one
lot
more,
of
Amir.
explanation. There's a lot of
Yeah.
explanation when it comes to science.
Yes, and there's one more question here.
Okay, one more
The last
question.
one.
From Love Crown, what do you think is the worst thing that a person can put onto their bio on a dating app? I love the question.
I think this is just my personal opinion, but I think anything that talks about their former partners, their former relationships in a bad way, in a negative connotation, is something that shouldn't be on a dating app, because I strongly believe that it doesn't matter whether you get married or you last long with the person or you break up, you should always remain cordial and respectful to each other. So if someone were to post mean things about their ex-partners on their dating app, it probably shouldn't be there. So that's the worst thing.
Wow. But
That
Drew,
was fun.
Drew, let me ask one more question. A friend of mine sent a question. Is it okay,
Go, Amir.
Lava?
Go, Amir.
Okay. Now, as a medical doctor, how will you convince people who are afraid of getting vaccinated?
Wow. And I have encountered a few back when I was a medical student. I'm all for people's opinions and I respect everyone's personal choice. However, when it comes to vaccinations, we have to understand that it is more than just a personal choice. It is the health of the community that is at stake. And we have to trust medical professionals. We know who to vaccinate and who not to vaccinate, right? So when you have allergies, when you have severe contraindications to vaccination, you won't be vaccinated. But at other times, you should really do your own research or talk to a medical professional, get information from verified medical websites, and if you have good knowledge about vaccines, then I think it shouldn't be a problem. So I would advise them to read more on vaccines and explain more on the benefits so that they will have a sense of trust towards vaccines.
Thank you for for the words of wisdom. For those especially, but actually, I agree with you. We respect everyone's opinion or decision, but you have your points there. So thank you for sharing your ideas, Lava. And I pass
That
now
was
the mic to Drew.
Yep, that was a fun Q&A with the fans questions. But we will give you a few seconds to breathe because this next part is called the Q&A challenge. So in this segment, Lava, we prepared 10 questions for you, and these questions, we will assume that you're already the final Q&A of Miss World. So please give us 3 numbers from 1 to 10, and we will give you the corresponding question. So please give us your first number.
7.
Okay. Question number 7. To a child who has never seen a pageant, how would you describe a beauty queen?
I would say a beauty queen is someone who is relatable, grounded, and humble. She is someone you could see your reflection in. Her journey is something that you can relate yourself to. Her success is something that you celebrate as your very own. So, to any child who has never seen a pageant, a beauty queen is someone that they can look up to and approach comfortably because she is always humble, grounded, and cherishes her roots.
Wow. Well said. Well said. Now, number 7 is out. Please give us your second number.
1.
Okay. Question number 1. And this was asked in a previous Miss World edition. If you could speak in front of all the leaders of the world, what would you speak about?
Fun fact, this was actually my final question also.
Oh my God.
And the number is the same. It's one, same on that day even. So if I could speak about one issue, I would stick to my answer, which is I would talk about indigenous health and nutrition, because as a person who have witnessed the health disparity that still exists within the community, I would want to address this issue on a larger platform so that it gets the recognition that it deserves. We should understand that health and nutrition are basic rights and should be equal to everyone, regardless of their demography or ethnicity. So, if I could speak to all the leaders of the world, I would love to talk about indigenous health in every country.
Actually, I've read about your answer before, and I also intended to include the question here because I just want to
Okay.
hear it again.
That's why
Okay,
you
so
won.
yeah,
Thank you.
you're doing a really good job. So number 1 and 7 are out. Please give us your third number.
10.
Okay, question number 10. For you, what is more important, sunrise or sunset?
I would say sunrise because even though I wake up pretty late, but I think sunrise it marks this beginning of something new. It is something that happens at the beginning of the day. So it symbolizes the start of something new, a start of a new journey and experience, and it gives hope to people. It gives hope to me. When I get to see the sunrise, I feel motivated, I feel inspired to take on the day, and it gives me a sense of success that I have accomplished something when I get to witness the sunrise.
Wow. Drew, can you ask one more? Because I'm enjoying.
Sure. If Lava would allow us to answer one more.
Yeah, sure. I think I'd go with number 5.
Okay, number 5. Question number 5 is really fun. If there were no rules in your life for one day and you could be outrageous, what would you do?
I think I would do things which I really want to do instead of doing things which is always expected of me to do. I have always been told that a good woman behaves a certain way and some fields are just off limits for her. So if I could be outrageous for a day, I would break the rules. I would disregard the rule book that a society has for a good woman and would just try out, would explore and venture into all the fields that I have been told not to participate, because that would be my day.
Really good.
Wow.
Are you
You know,
sure that
Lava.
wait,
Go, Drew.
are you sure, Lava, that it's your first time in a beauty pageant? In a
Yes.
national pageant, because
You
you
know,
really did a good job here.
yeah, Drew, Lava is ready for a head-to-head challenge.
Yes.
I love her
Definitely.
answer so much.
Thank
So
you.
thank you so much, Lava, for gamely answering the Q&A challenge and passed it with flying colors. You're very ready for Miss World. And now, Mir, it's time for the final word.
Yeah, we're almost done, and I'm enjoying the Q&A, everything. Lava is so fun to talk with, but this is the final word from me. Lava, I just want to know, what are your expectations going into Miss World?
Like I've said previously, I'm a person who does things without expecting anything in return, because that is how I've always been. But that does not mean that I'm not ambitious or I'm not goal orientated, but I would love to enjoy the journey. And if it's meant to happen, if I am due for it, then it will happen, even if I don't really focus that much on it. But what I'm expecting right now is to, of course, do my duties as good Miss World Malaysia. And I'm very excited to meet the girls and just do my best to represent Malaysia well, and everything else will happen.
Wow. Now, Malaysia has yet to bag the Miss World crown. Hopefully, it will come from you, Lava. Now, I just want to know, what does it mean for you to win the Miss World crown?
It would mean the world to me if I win the Miss World crown. I
I
think
love it.
Malaysia has so much of potential, not just in pageantry, in many arenas, in sports, in entertainment industry. And if I were to win Miss World, it would be a platform where I can carry my country with pride, where I can represent the potential women and men that we have in our country. So if I were to win Miss World crown, I would try my level best to be the best representative. And yes, it would mean the world to me if I win the crown.
Wow. Now, being a Miss World is glamorous and exciting, but it is also hard work. What strengths would you bring to the role?
I think my biggest strength would be my relatability, just like what I have said previously. I think I'm that type of person who represents the majority of women in my country and worldwide. The women who come from conservative, middle class families who have only education as a weapon to create a name for themselves. So I think I represent that majority of women, and any common girl who looks at me will be able to relate myself to her. And that is my biggest strength. I am relatable.
Wow. You know what? I really have a high hopes for you, Lava. I
Thank
believe you would
you.
do well in Miss World. And again, good luck in advance. But I pass now the mic to Drew for for his final words.
Yes, so now, Lava, we've gotten to know you more during this session. But aside from being Miss World Malaysia, how do you want people to remember you?
I think I would want to be remembered as the outsider, the girl who is alien to pageant industry, but who made her stand, who created an identity for herself, who defied odds to dream and to achieve her dreams. If people were to talk about me a few years down the road, I would be really happy if they said, Lavanya Sivaji, she was, she still is, and she will always be the same person. I want to be remembered as someone who is grounded, humble, and remembers where she comes from.
And now, let's imagine that there's a time machine, and you could go back a few years back, and talk to your younger self. What would you tell her?
I would tell her stop worrying so much about the future, because I have always been a person who focused too much on the future, worried about my finances, what would I be doing, whether I would be successful. And that kind of made me a very uptight person when I was younger, especially a teenager. So I would tell her, let loose, enjoy the journey, because you are going to be Miss World Malaysia 2021.
That's so sweet. And now, finally, Lava, fill in the blank. I am Lavanya Sivaji from Malaysia, and I am blank.
I am Lavanya Sivaji from Malaysia, and I am your girl next door.
I love it. Once again,
Very
thank you so
unique.
much, Lavanya, for joining us tonight. It's
Thank
such a
you very much.
fun, nearly 1 hour session with you, and we've talked a lot, and we still have a few minutes to spare. So before we let you go, we just want to ask for your quick message to all your supporters around the world. A lot of them have been commenting on our stream today, so the floor is yours.
First of all, thank you very much for all your support and love that you have shown me. It is very touching, and I'm truly grateful for all the love that I've been getting. I would say, let us all be kind to one another, even with our comments and criticisms, because at the end of the day, what matters is we being kind and loving to one another. So support all the queens, not just me, every girl who's participating. And please don't forget to download Mobstar, register your account, and if you think I deserve to win or to get a higher placement, then please vote for me and vote for other contestants too.
Wow, very humble. I love it. And once again, thank you, Lava, and to the Miss World Malaysia organization for allowing you to be with us tonight. We wish you the best of luck as you compete in Puerto Rico in a few weeks. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Drew and Amir. Thank you very much.
We'll see you again. We hope to see you again soon.
And
Good
we hope to
night.
see you in Malaysia.
Yes, definitely. With the firecrackers.
Yes. We'll see you again soon. Thank you.
Bye bye. Thank you.
So once again, that's your Miss World Malaysia, Lavanya Sivaji. Amir, what can you say?
Wow. You know what, Drew? It's very rare that I can speak to a girl who spoke coming from her heart. I think Lava spoke she spoke most truly from her heart. I admire her because she's straightforward. She's happy to be with. I think she can easily win Miss World. My God, she's ready. The type of beauty, the beauty that she have, the way she speak, and I love everything about her. I can see a very very humble personality coming from this girl. I love her so much. Lava, good luck to you. I love you.
Yes. And I just want to take this opportunity to thank all of the Malaysian fans who've been commenting on all our social media platforms. Very respectful and very, very welcoming to us. And this episode is definitely dedicated to all of you who have been wanting to have Lava on the show. And now that she's proven to us what she got, and I'm very excited to see her compete in Miss World. And before we end the live, if you want to watch all our previous episodes, you can go to our Facebook page or our YouTube channel. You can also listen to our podcast on Anchor.fm and on Spotify. This episode will be available on our podcast in a few hours. So once again, this is Drew.
And I am Amir. But before you end the live, Drew, I just want to say, guys, please do watch our trailer, Rainbow Prince. It's already out. Do check it on the Oxen Film page, Rainbow Prince, the musical boys love series that we have. Thank you, Drew. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Malaysia.
Yep. Thank you, everyone, and good night.
Good night.